Hi, I'm Nikki of Savvy Gardening, and today I want to answer the question, how often should I water my garden? This is a common question, as it can be difficult to get watering frequency, watering amounts, and even watering methods just right. But doing so is critical to your success, as they can influence everything from the flavor and storage capacity of the food you grow to the size and timing of the blooms on your perennial plants. The good news is that there are plenty of tools and techniques to help you get a handle on how often you should water and how to do it right. Let me tell you more. First, how do you know when it's time to water? Generally, your plants and the soil itself can help you answer that question. One simple test is to check the top few inches of soil by inserting a finger an inch or two down. If it feels dry, it's likely time to water. Additional signs indicating that you'd better get out the hose include wilting and drooping, scorched or discolored plants, and hard pan soil, which is hard and cracked. Once you determine your plants need water, aim to water in the morning. I always try to water in the morning before the day heats up. It reduces water loss due to evaporation and can also reduce the occurrence of plant diseases. How? Watering late in the day means leaves can stay wet overnight, and this can spread disease. Let's look at how much water to apply. Water too little, and plant leaves droop and wilt. But overwatering is also problematic, especially if you have poorly draining soil. When water stands at the root zone for prolonged periods, affected plants become so oxygen deprived that they yellow and die. In the vegetable garden, flooded conditions can rot crops like onions, garlic, and potatoes. So, what amount of water is just right? You may have heard the general rule that most lawns, ornamentals, and vegetable plants need about an inch of water each week. That's a good rough guide, and you can use a rain gauge to determine if your plants are getting that inch each week. Frequency of watering depends on factors like weather, soil type, and plant types. As for soil, clay soils hold water longer than sandy soils. If your soil is very well draining, you should increase the organic matter by adding compost, aged manure, or leaf mold. Hot, dry weather means you'll need to water garden beds and containers more frequently. In rainy weather, you can water less often. Of course, certain plant types need more water and others less, so it's also important to learn about the moisture needs of the plants you're growing in your garden. When it comes to watering tools, there are a lot of options. I love using a long-handled watering wand, but you can also use a classic watering can, a hose and spray nozzle, a soaker hose, or even set up an irrigation system. Aim to deep water plants to promote a vigorous and deep root system. I hope I've answered the question of how often should you water your garden, as well as provided lots of useful tips. Happy growing!